will try to deny the dishes from the likes of Austin Ainge, the senior leader, trying to get win number 26 at home in a row for his Cougars.
Dodge, the all-new Caliber, it's anything but cute. And by Sonic, it's not just good, it's Sonic good. The beautiful Marriott Center. And it hasn't been quite as accommodating to the guests as the famous hotel chain that JW Marriott launched. But they like it that way around here. Wyoming and BYU for you. On the mountain, and Steve McLean, the head coach of those Wyoming Cowboys, has his Pokes off to one heck of a start. He's in his 8th season, 151 wins there at the University of Wyoming. And it's season number 2 as head coach for Coach Dave Rose. He was the Mountain West Conference Coach of the Year in his first season. Talk about teams picked to finish last. Well, that was this BYU Cougar team last season, and they made a big run, an NIT invite to end the season. Our starting lineups tonight brought to you by Sinclair, as American as it gets. Well, we mentioned Brandon Ewing and Brad Jones, but James Spencer, the other guard, has been clutch in the 2 wins in the conference for the Cowboys. Big 3-pointer to win it against San Diego State. For BYU, Lee Kamard had an outstanding game defensively against J.C. Carroll, one of the best guys in the nation, plays at Utah State. Shut him down to 30% from the field. He'll have to be huge tonight, Todd, against these defenders.
Also did a nice job against Brandon Heath earlier when they defeated the San Diego State Aztecs. He is their defensive stopper. He's their Bruce Bowen.
Our keys to the game, as always, brought to you by Dodge.
One of the significant things, of course, we mentioned at the top of the game is that BYU has to have some degree of perimeter defense. They just cannot give these guards the good looks that they're used to getting. And of course, in the case of BYU, they want to be offensive. And when I say offensive, I mean crash the boards. They have an advantage in size. They need to go after it and get second and third shots.
And for Wyoming,
but of course, conversely, then they've got to keep them off of the boards. If BYU is getting 2 and 3 shots of possession, Wyoming has no chance. But if they can limit them to getting just 1 shot, the majority of the time when they come down, they've got a shot at winning this ball game. And of course, shooting percentage is an issue. You're going to anticipate that they're going to score most of their points outside of 15 to 18 feet. And so the percentage for Wyoming is going to be crucial to their victory.
Well, you talk about banging in there in the paint. We saw the big man, Darren Brown, the senior out of Compton, California, and there was Brad Jones. He's a junior from Mark Tree, Arkansas, and Lee Kamard. I'm telling you, Joseph Taylor, we did the game there in Laramie on Saturday. Joseph Taylor, if he can stay out of foul trouble, will give Trent Playstead and Keena Young all kinds of fits there down underneath in the paint. Taylor will jump with Trent Playstead, the sophomore, last year's Mountain West Conference Freshman of the Year. Hasn't had quite the numbers that everybody expected him to, but he's done a great job of getting the ball to everybody else. This ball will go to Wyoming. Jones will take over, and here comes Brandon Ewing. There's our look at James Spencer, the man who hit the clutch shot, not only the 3-pointer to win the San Diego State game, but a big game-tying lineup at the end of regulation against UNLV. 5 on the shot clock. Taylor tries to hook it in, can't get it to fall. Possession to BYU.
Good defense by Keena Young underneath, forcing the shot to be not quite where he wanted to in the paint. He was out a little bit farther than he wanted to. Young showing his defensive chops for his possession.
There's Playstead working inside on Brown. Rebound to Brown.
Brown likewise, good on the defensive end.
Ewing gets Ainge to leave his feet, then gets it over to Jones. Back on top to Spencer. There's Brown underneath on Playstead. He can't get it to fall. 3 shots, 3 misses so far in this game. 18:50 to go in the first half, early on. One more time, it'll be 44. He can't get that shot to roll in. Joseph Taylor on the rebound.
That time, as opposed to the last time, he had what he wanted, but the ball just didn't fall.
Spencer drives baseline and gets it to Ewing. Hand in the face of James Spencer, and he still drills it. Lee Camard was right there, but he hits the big 3 to start the scoring.
You pointed out the fact that Spencer could be a wild card here. We talk about that backcourt, but again, BYU doesn't have enough great perimeter defenders. Nice pass by Balderson.
Balderson to Keena Young, the leading scorer for these Cougars, and it's 3-2.
Now we talk about perimeter defense. The people underneath are going to have to help the guards out front. Coming off of screens, things of that nature.
"16-footer for Spencer. Just short. Camard with the rebound. There's Austin Ainge, who also has to have a big night tonight. Ainge, a starter his sophomore year, came off the bench last season and now in his senior season was coming off the bench, but the dismissal of Rashawn Brodus, and he's starting his first game to start. He lit it up against TCU with 20 points, but only had 3 against UNLV. They really shut him down. Camard wasn't looking. Ainge's pass goes into the hands instead of Darren Brown. Wyoming ball, turnover to BYU. There's a feed to Taylor. Taylor can't get it to fall. Now, rebound to Brown. Good offensive rebound for the Pokes and a good putback. 2 points for DB.
Bad decision to tap the ball. That's a situation where you got to grab it. And that's twice now that Ainge has thrown passes that Camard wasn't looking for. Can't be very happy if you're Dave Rose. And again, you mentioned the struggles of Ainge. One of the issues here is he can't continue to turn the ball over. I mean, that sounds like a given and stating the obvious, but they don't necessarily have an experienced person to go to now in Murdoch as opposed to Brodus.
And they don't have a lot of depth. Tavernari has done a good job coming off the bench in relief in that new rotation. Austin Ainge with 3.6 assists a game leads this BYU team. Camard on top. Underneath with 5 on the shot clock. Now 3 to Brown. Nice little move against the big man and 2 more for Brown.
And I'm really surprised at Playstead with the height advantage. You'd think that you wouldn't jump until he shoots the ball. But it caught him up in the air and as a result gets an easy 2.
Keena Young other way, can't get it to go. Foul, though, one of the Cowboys pushing off. Let's go back and...
It's axiomatic, and Bill Russell emphasized this.